All right. Let's see. Okay, you can just get started whenever you like. You can start however you want, and you just or jump right into it.
Sheldon Iris inbounding the ball to start the third quarter here at Sheldon High School. Tie ball game heading into the beginning of the second half. Pass out to the three-point line. High post 23 drives in, draws the foul. Layup won't go. He'll be shooting two.
End of the first half was really competitive as we start things off here in the second. There was a lot of fiery, I don't know what I'm trying to say, fire from the sideline of Willamette and the crowd. They were fired up, down 6, and scored the last 6 points of the first half to get themselves back into the ball game. As number 23 bricks the first free throw. That is, we do have names. Good. Jared Brabham. Brabham misses the first free throw. And so we'll see how things shake out here. And what's a competitive game so far.
Brabham knocks down the second one as the Irish take a 1-point lead here early on in the third quarter. Willamette takes the ball up the court.
Welcome in another broadcast of Sheldon Boys Basketball here on SheldonAthletics.com. Chris Clayton and Alex Castle with you. Jason Humphrey working the camera for us tonight. And about halfway through conference play here now, just a game short of it. Game number 6 in the SWC slate, as both these teams, that being Sheldon and Willamette, look to pick up some steam for the stretch run of Southwest Conference play. Sheldon comes to this one 10-5, 3-2 in Southwest Conference play. Coming off a loss at North Medford back on Friday. That's a top 10 team in the state of Oregon. Willamette is on a 2-game winning streak right now. They only won one league game last season. They're already at 2-3 in Southwest Conference play, and 6-9 overall. A much improved squad looking to upset Sheldon here in Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. We'll listen to the national anthem. Thank you to the Sheldon High School band seated directly in front of us here in our table, broadcast table above the stands. Student section off to our right, and a lot of Willamette faithful across the way. The crosstown Willamette Wolverines come in, and they're not very big. They're a little undersized, but I wouldn't call them small, and what really helps from that size differential perspective is that Justin Herbert will not play in tonight's game. He has a scratch and ankle injury bothering him. He had 13 points on Friday at North Medford, 14 points and 15 rebounds the previous game before that at South Eugene. 6'6", a phenomenal rebounder, great defender, and certainly going to affect the post play in tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, going into this game, you really expected that the Irish had a huge advantage down low with Herbert. He's such a great player. He had such a great week last week, 2 big games, and now he's out. And although it may not be an advantage for Willamette in the post now, he will definitely be missed by the Irish. I mean, that's a lot of production that won't be there tonight, and that's a point of emphasis for Willamette now, is maybe try to target that post a little bit, get the ball inside, and really make them feel that absence of Herbert.
Chris Steiner is 6'3", a senior, one of the leading scorers on this Willamette squad, and he's a guy that's always dangerous, but now going to be even more dangerous without Justin Herbert down low. The rest of the starting lineup, along with the senior Chris Steiner, freshman Luke Burke at guard. The other guard, Seth Skeel, just a sophomore. The other post down low with Chris Steiner is the junior 6'4" Hunter Trim. And the other forward spot belongs to the junior, who's 6'2". Just to give you an idea of some decent size overall for Willamette is Noah Burke, the junior. For Sheldon, they're coming off a 7-for-20 performance from three-point land against North Medford. So despite not having Justin Herbert, they really rely on the three ball, and they kind of live and die on how many trays they can knock down against their opponent.
And Damian Williams last week had a huge game, 20 points, a game high, and they'd really like to see him have another performance like that, especially with Herbert gone. They're going to rely on that even more now. And maybe one of them can see Will Swank, see if he can get involved down low. He hasn't had 9 points last week at North Medford. You'd expect to see him step up a little bit more now with Herbert gone.
Yeah, Will Swank is a guy that was second-team all-conference last season, has not been great overall this season, just a little inconsistent. We know he has the talent. He's also been battling some injuries, so I think that's a fair point there. Look for him to possibly step up in this one. Ryan Walk, one of the other starters along with Will Swank, and Damian Williams is a guy that will be playing a big part in the post, standing at 6'4" with a lot of girth, being an offensive lineman on the football team. On the defensive end, he'll really help down in the key. Kobe Mitchell, another starter, a senior guard, went scoreless on Friday at North Medford. A guy that has a lot of talent, another all-conference performer from last year. Dimitri Williams, twin brother of Damian Williams, takes the other guard spot for the Irish. Sheldon tied for second in the SWC right now. Willamette at number 5 after finishing last season. Here's the tip. We're set to go here in Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Willamette wins the tip. It was Hunter Trim who tipped it back. And here we go with the Wolverines on offense to start things off. Noah Burke on the right wing fires it down low to Steiner, faces a double team, and he traveled.
Just like that, you see Willamette trying to establish the post, and it doesn't work out.
Here we go, 15 seconds in, first possession for the Irish. Dimitri Williams going to his left. He's being checked by Seth Skeel. Up top, Damian Williams now. Attacking, going right outside. Swank, a long 3, in and out. Can't get it to go, and it's into a rebound for Skeel. Going the other way. He'll give it off to Burke. And now it's the other Burke. There's Luke and Noah. Luke's a freshman. Noah's a junior. This is Noah Burke up top, just like Sheldon with the Williams brothers. On the left side, there's that 3 for Skeel. A little long, can't get it to go. That one hits the baseline, and we got a foul off the basketball. No call, just a talking to from Joe Jones, one of our officials tonight. He scolded, or at least discussed something with Will Swank. Minute in, we're scoreless. Here's Ryan Walk. One dribble going to the right, off the back iron, no good. Tipped up, that's off Swank, and the Wolverines will take over. Noah Burke is going to throw it in from the baseline. This feisty Willamette team won 3 games last year, went 3-19, and they've already won 6, doubled their win total. And we are just over halfway through this season. That's an offensive foul, a push-off on Luke Burke as he tried to break the Sheldon press.
Already you see the Irish's press kind of getting into the Wolverines' heads, making them a little bit frustrated there, and he had to resort to a push-off, and that's going to be the second early turnover here for the Wolverines.
Kobe Mitchell will throw it in from the sideline in front of the Sheldon band. Dimitri Williams going right off a screen from Walk all the way to the rim, off glass and through. Our first basket of the game, Dimitri Williams. And it's 2-0 Sheldon. Now they have a press on and they force a turnover. It's thrown away by Trim right to Damian Williams. Now Sheldon swings it around the perimeter. In the corner, Kobe Mitchell, contested 3. A little short, and the ball hits the floor before Skeel pulls down the rebound for Willamette. He'll throw it up court to Burke. Burke right side, attacks the rim, and loses the ball off his leg, out of bounds, and the Irish take over. Here's Damian Williams bringing the ball up the floor for Sheldon. And now Mitchell coming off an off-ball screen, gets inside the key, and it hits a banker. Now it's 4-0. Another steal. No, Luke Burke actually corrals it for Willamette, and they'll get it to near midcourt. Not quite break the press. Noah Burke gets it across the timeline, and that's going to be a blocking foul against Kobe Mitchell as Noah Burke dribbled to his right. 5:43, already 4-0 Sheldon. Willamette having a lot of trouble against the Irish press.
Have yet to even get a good shot off on offense. It's been nothing but turnovers early on here for the Willamette Wolverines.
Skeel gets it in bounds to Luke Burke, just a freshman. Now Skeel, far on the outside, dribbles it around to the far sideline. Now go back right. Noah Burke off an off-ball screen on the right wing. Sheldon in a tight man-to-man right now. Well, Willamette quickly whipping around the perimeter. And now it's a post-up down low. It's a push-off called on Trim as he catches the entry pass. And that's actually a call on Sheldon. I thought it was an offensive foul, but it's going to be a hold against the Irish.
Looked like from here that he just completely pushed the guy off, and the call goes against Sheldon, and Willamette gets a little bit of a break there.
It's going to be a hold on Will Swank. So Skeel lobs it in from the baseline to Burke. Burke comes off a screen from Noah Burke. Now on a post-up down low left hand. Hunter Trim can't get it to go. Walk rips down an aggressive rebound for Sheldon. Here they go pushing it the other way. Dimitri Williams sprints it up the floor. Now pulls up between the legs dribble going to his left. Damian Williams fires up a long three. Back iron and Trim pulls it off the glass for Willamette. Over 3 minutes into this one. 4-0 Sheldon. Willamette having all sorts of trouble right now on offense. Contested hook shot last possession from Trim. It's the best shot they've had all game. Noah Burke, wide open three up top. Little long, and Swank's got the long rebound for the Irish. Sheldon wearing white with their white and green shorts. And Willamette in the all-maroon jerseys with the gray and black trims. Kobe Mitchell, a crossover into the key. Reverse layup is through. All the way to the rack, and he's got 4 of Sheldon's early 6 points in their 6-0 lead. Burke going right. Sprints it across the timeline. This is Luke Burke, the freshman, off to Noah Burke. 4-12, it's 6-0 Sheldon. Noah Burke crossover, splits a double team all the way to the key, and a hold out at the three-point line early in Burke's drive will be called against Sheldon. That's on Kobe Mitchell, his second foul. He'll have to come out of the game. In comes J.R. Wolf, a sharpshooter for the Irish off the bench.
Williams leaving the game hurts, though. It seems like he's been a very aggressive player early on. I've been impressed with his play so far. Two early buckets, and he's now out with 2 fouls, and that might hurt down the line here in the first half.
Skeel's got it in front of the Sheldon bench in the corner. Now he'll dribble it out up top. Dimitri Williams is right up on him. Now Noah Burke going left. Posting up hard is Trim working on Swank. Pump fake, reverse layup is through. Nice move by Trim. Got Walk off his feet. And Willamette's on the board for the first time. 6-2. 3:42 left here in the first. Swank crossover. Defender off balance. Pushes it off to Walk for a layup. And the crowd loves it here at Sheldon High School. Now Willamette having trouble with the press. Luke Burke is trapped, and it's a Damian Williams steal. Drops it off to Walk. Wide open three. In and out. And Steiner is fouled over the back on Swank. What a move. He got, I believe it was Steiner on skates on Swank's drive. And a little shovel pass off to Walk for a wide open layup. Beautiful basketball, and it's 8-2 Sheldon.
Who says big men don't have handles? I mean, that was impressive. What a crossover, and it got him an easy bucket. Great assist there, too. He saw the guy wide open for the layup.
You won't say that about the 6'5" Swank. He's one of the best dribblers on this team, despite his stature. 3:10 left here in the first. Noah Burke trying to dribble past the Sheldon defense. It's another turnover on him as he accidentally dribbles that ball out of bounds.
And that's now their 6th turnover here, just 5 minutes in the game. That is not a number that they want to continue with those type of numbers this early on. I mean, it's just not a good start for them offensively.
J.R. Wolf with it up top for Sheldon as they look to probe the Willamette man-to-man defense. Dimitri Williams up top, pump fakes, drives in, now passes it back out to Wolf. He'll come off with a Williams screen, pass it back to Williams. Williams kick out, Zach Deal open three right wing, got it to go, Zach Deal knocks it down. 11-2. Sheldon with the dominant lead here in the first quarter. 2:33 left. Here's Trim firing it across the floor. And a timeout called. Well, the ball was actually midair by Coach Carpenter for Willamette. Wow, what a start for Sheldon. Chris Clayton and Alex Castle with you here on SheldonAthletics.com. Jason Humphrey working the camera for us. And it's a Willamette team coached by Chad Carpenter in his 3rd season. A Willamette high school grad. And he's got some work to do here. His team clearly flustered by the Sheldon press early on. 6 turnovers, as you mentioned. That's the first order of business, but defensively, they're also having trouble on that end, stopping the Sheldon probing offense and outside shooting.
Yeah, I mean, when you can't even get a good shot, a good look on offense, it's difficult then to just keep turning the ball over and stay resilient on defense and try to put up a good fight against that offense. I mean, it's really the Sheldon defense that is creating opportunities for this offense, and if Willamette can't hold on to the ball, they're not going to have a shot at making anything happen. They only have 2 points. They haven't really had any good looks.
So here come the Wolverines out of the timeout. Sophomore Skeel gets an inbounds to the freshly checked in Dominic Cantu, the senior off the bench. Other than that, it's the same Willamette lineup. Same goes for Sheldon. Cantu is trapped in front of the Sheldon head coaching staff, and he is fouled. Bad play by Cantu, picking up his dribble initially, and then was almost turned over, but a foul called against Damian Williams. Here we go. Willamette gets an inbounds to Cantu. Cantu working on Damian Williams. Now Skeel. Dimitri on him. Skeel sprints right, gets it off to Noah Burke. Burke with J.R. Wolf up on him. Burke going left. Now up top it's Hunter Trim with Zach Deal all over him. Trim dribbles it outside. Under 2 now in the first quarter. Willamette down 9. Only one basket so far. That came on a Hunter Trim layup down low. Still whipping it around the perimeter of the Wolverines. Nice move by Trim on an entry pass. Spin move, blocked from behind by Deal, but Trim will go to the line to shoot 2 on a foul call. 16 fouls against Sheldon, only 1 against the Wolverines.
And regardless of the result of these free throws, I mean, that was a successful Willamette possession just for the fact that they were able to maintain the ball for such a long period of time, and then they were able to establish themselves a little bit. Maybe they're settling down a little bit on offense now.
Nailed free throw by Trim on the first. He's got all of Willamette's points, really battling in the post. 6'4", and he's got some nice footwork. Jenner Higgins will check into the game, along with Kyle Rigg for Sheldon. Damian Williams and Will Swank head to the bench. Here's the free throw for Trim. Hearing the student section screaming at him, knocks it down. He hits them both. 11-4. 1:33 left into the first. Left wing, it's Deal surveying the defense. Higgins comes off an off-ball screen. A free throw line, Jay is airballed. Skeel pulls it down, and here goes Willamette the other way. Crosses over, hesitation move on Williams, and just passes it off to Burke. Now in the left corner, it's Chris Steiner. Trim wants a post up. He's working on Deal. He won't get it. Now Cantu's looking for him, but Cantu crosses over, goes to the high post. Throws for the right corner, off target, and another turnover on the Wolverines. That's number 7. 1:05 left here in the first. And it's been a nightmare as far as turnovers are concerned for this Willamette offense.
Surprisingly enough, they're only down 7. I mean, it's amazing. Sheldon has no turnovers, and they have 7. Now, you would think that would be a much bigger difference right now.
Higgins on a baseline back cut, catches a pass, kick out to Wolf, right corner 3, can't get it to go, and Dimitri Williams pulls down the rebound after Skeel let that one go for Willamette. Now Deal pops a 3 from the top of the key. That one goes in and out, and Noah Burke's got the rebound for Willamette. Wolverines continue to dodge bullets. Those bullets are coming in the form of Sheldon threes and not shooting particularly well here early on in this one. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Willamette probably going to make this the final possession of the opening quarter here in Sheldon High School. Cantu is working on Higgins near midcourt. Just milking this clock down. That's a 5-second closely guarded call. Higgins was right on him. And Cantu commits the 8th turnover of the game for the Wolverines. 12.7 seconds now remain in the first quarter, and Sheldon's going to get another shot. Wolf throws it in from the sideline to Dimitri Williams. 8 seconds. He'll throw left side to Deal. Now down to 6. Deal comes off a screen from Rigg. Throws to Rigg. Rigg inside. Layup. Offensive foul called against Rigg, though. No basket. And the Sheldon faithful are not happy with the call there. 3.6 seconds on the clock. Noah Burke going to try to get the ball in from the baseline and get Willamette a good shot. Only down 7 despite 8 turnovers here in the first quarter. 11-4 is the score. They get into Cantu. Now down to 2 seconds. 1 second. Sprints it up to half court. And he looks at the clock and doesn't even get a shot up. So that'll do it for the first quarter.
Odd finish, though. You would have thought he could have at least pulled up and give himself a chance there of making a basket, but
he saw the clock and for whatever reason decided not to put a shot up. But 8 turnovers in the opening quarter for Willamette. That's just, it's obviously a simple stat to throw out there. You don't really need to to try and explain how bad that is, but still battling, and Sheldon taking a lot of outside shots right now, not knocking them down, and that's allowing the Wolverines to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, the Sheldon offense really hasn't gotten into rhythm yet, and because of that, they haven't really taken control of this game as much as they could have. They have all the momentum on their side throughout the entire game so far, but they have yet to get into rhythm. They haven't knocked down the open shots, but if Willamette continues to give the ball up, it's just a matter of time before the game is completely in the Irish's hands.
So Willamette team currently ranked number 34 in the OSAA. Top 36 get either a playoff spot or at least a play-in game. Teams ranked 29 through 36 play in a play-in game. Rather 28 through 36, and that's where Willamette is right now after finishing 48th. Not even close last season at 3-19. They're already 6-9 overall and 2-3 in conference play, which is a great mark for a team that only has 3 seniors on the roster. Sheldon will have possession to start off the second quarter. Rigg on a post-up, attacks the rim through a crowd, throws it up off glass. Higgins has got an offensive rebound. Kick out to Williams, misses the 3. Wolf gets an offensive board, fires it off to Higgins, who loses it, and knocked out of bounds by Willamette. Sheldon will keep it. What a play by Wolf, midair off a missed 3 from Damian Williams. Launched it down to Higgins, but Higgins was not ready. So Sheldon keeps possession, and they get it into Wolf from the baseline for a layup. Bounce pass from Damian Williams, and J.R. Wolf's on the board for the first time. 13-4 here in the second. Here's a steal by Damian Williams. Drops it off to Wolf, lays it in. 15-4 now. Turnover number 9 for Willamette. Cantu gets it across half court, and he loses the dribble. Doubled up, knocked out of bounds by Higgins. Willamette will keep it.
It is just impressive how strong these guards are on defense for Sheldon. They're not giving an inch to any Willamette guard. They can't get any openings.
Cantu will throw the ball inbounds to Aaron Penn, who's into the game for the first time here early in the second quarter for Willamette. Also in Dylan Reichenberger, the sophomore. And that's going to be an offensive foul called against Willamette. It's a push off. And that's going to be on Aaron Penn. Only 2 team fouls on Willamette, but might as well mark it up as a turnover. Not technically, but it's just kind of how this game has gone so far for the Wolverines. Sheldon will set up on offense with an 11-point lead. Cross court, Wolf has got it on the right wing, catching the skip pass from Deal. Now Wolf with a crossover, getting past Penn to the rim, fouled, throws up a floater, can't get it to go, but Wolf to the line to shoot 2. That foul will be the second on Penn. He's only been in the game for just over a minute here in the second quarter, but already 2 fouls on him. Sheldon is forcing turnovers, and I think that's really helping their confidence on offense. Everyone is playing aggressively right now for the Irish. Without Justin Herbert, who overall has arguably been their best player. When you combine how he plays on the defensive end and with pulling down rebounds and just scoring the ball, not great post moves necessarily, but using his size and athleticism down low. Without him, you think this is maybe Willamette's shot to make a run at it, but really struggling early on. J.L. Wolf hits the front end and hits the second as well. So he's got 6, and Sheldon's got 17 compared to Willamette's 4. 6:53 left in the first half. Willamette, it's a 13-point game, plenty of basketball left to be played, but Wolverines got to stay composed and get something going on the offensive end. Skeel doubled up in the backcourt. He lobs it across the court to Burke. Burke gets it across half court, launches it into the key to Penn, and Penn has the ball knocked away. Wolverines will keep it. Here's Skeel. Skeel, I think, has been, when you compare him to the rest of the team, I think he's been pretty composed against the Sheldon press. He's done a decent job. Luke Burke working on Higgins. Back to Skeel. Skeel all the way into the key, a left-hand floater, banks it in. Seth Skeel. Played varsity last year as just a freshman, and he's back this year and one of the most important guards of this team. Damian Williams quickly probes to the paint, kick to the corner. Jenner Higgins for 3, and it is down. 20-6 now. Sheldon on top. Skeel gets it in bounds. Bounce pass to Luke Burke. Burke working against the press. Full court. Jenner Higgins is right on him. Burke gets it across midcourt. Now takes a step back, surveys the floor, attacks the basket. Baseline off to Penn. And Penn looked like he had a mid-range shot. Won't take it. Dribbles it back up to the top. 5:50 left in the first half. An off-ball foul going to be called. I believe that one will be on Jacob Williams, and it will be. Jacob Williams, the junior guard, his first year on varsity, but a energy spark off the bench this season for the Irish all year long. 18 fouls now against Sheldon, so it's a timely and really important one-on-one situation for Aaron Penn.
Good opportunity here for Willamette to rest a little bit, have an easy chance to get some points up on the board and relax a little bit, just get their feet under them. But just like that, missed free throw, and they lost that opportunity.
Aaron Penn missed the front end, knew it immediately, sprinted for the rebound, couldn't get it. Now Sheldon the other way. Jacob Williams gets it all the way to the key, drops it off for Walk, and Walk missed the layup. It's a rebound for Reichenberger. Wolverines going the other way. Here's Skeel on the right wing. Over to Burke. Burke looking for Chris Steiner, who just checked into the game for Trim. Left wing, it's Seth Skeel, a three. Got it to go. High arcing shot, and he puts it down. He's got 5, and it's 20-9. First tray of the game for Willamette. Left corner, Williams surveys the floor now for Sheldon. He'll drive baseline, kick to Walk, swings it to Williams. Right wing, a 3. Left side, it's off, and it's a foul called against Sheldon. So we're going the other way. Willamette will take over. And, wow, okay, so the official looked like, Tyler Head, the official looked like he pointed the way of Willamette towards screen left to screen right, but it is actually a foul against the Wolverines. It's on Reichenberger, his first for a push. 4th against the Wolverines as a team. Under 5 left in the first half. Sheldon up 11. Here's Williams up top. Gets past Reichenberger into the lane, and he's trapped. It's a jump ball called. I think the official Joe Jones was going to call a travel, but it's a jump ball, and the possession arrow points the way of Willamette.
Great play there by Luke Burke to get his hands in there, stop the player from dribbling, and he just forced the turnover there. That's a great job by him to keep his hands active when the player's driving against him.
Skeel gets it inbounds to Burke. Burke working on Higgins. Burke now met by Williams. Gets it across the timeline. Tries to throw it off for Skeel. Knocked away. Stolen by Higgins. Now we'll fire it up to Walk. Walk an off-bound balance layup. Back rim and bounces out. And now Willamette can't corral the rebound. It'll go over the baseline. And the Sheldon Irish will retain possession. Vera Wolf and Jenner Higgins will check out of the game. Kobe Mitchell and Will Swank back in off the bench. Couple of starters. 4:35 left. Damian Williams, baseline, gets it into Williams, fakes a 3, gets in the key, throws for Swank. It's off the hands of Swank and out of bounds. Threw it really hard. Swank was about 4 feet away. Too hard, and it's a Sheldon turnover, only their second. Aaron Penn trying to get the ball in bounds for the Willamette Wolverines. Luke Burke getting past Williams, tips it from behind, but Penn corrals it for Willamette. Goes inside, is rejected. Steiner gets the rebound, puts up a shot, a fading jumper, and he's fouled. Foul's called on Williams. It's going to be Jacob Williams second, and Chris Steiner will go to the line to shoot two. Trying to cut the lead back down to single digits. 4:21 left in the first half. Steiner bends the knees, puts up the free throw, and that one goes in and out. Willamette are really struggling from the free throw line. Defensively, they haven't been terrible in half-court sets, but outside of that, they've struggled in a lot of facets here in this one on the road. Steiner hits the second. That's Steiner's first point of the game, 20-10. Sheldon still on top. Kobe Mitchell trying for an entry pass to Walk, and Steiner picks it off, steps right in front of it. So Willamette forcing back-to-back Sheldon turnovers. Luke Burke gets it across half court. Sprints by Mitchell. Now throws it off to Skeel, who will set up the offense. Drive in from the left wing, a high floater. Steiner's got the offensive rebound and put up and in. Bounces off the back iron and through. It's 20-12, and Willamette will take a timeout.
Steiner finally getting involved here. We thought pregame with Herbert being out for Sheldon, we thought he could have a big impact. He was a little bit quiet in the first quarter, didn't really make any plays, but now here he is, grabbing an offensive rebound, going to the line. He's making some plays happen. He's starting to turn this game a little bit and get Willamette. They're now within 8. Amazing considering where they are in the turnover margin, but they're still in this game. There's no reason to panic yet, and if Steiner can get involved, they have a good chance at cutting this lead to a manageable deficit before the half.
Chris Clayton and Alex Castle with you here on SheldonAthletics.com. Jason Humphrey with us as well, working the camera. Sheldon looking to improve to 4-2 in Southwest Conference play right now. Tied for second with both South Eugene and North Medford. Sheldon did lose to North Medford on Friday, but South Eugene beat North Medford, so right now it's just kind of a cluster with 3 teams for that number 2 spot. South Medford, of course, number 1 in the SWC right now at 5-0, the number 2 ranked team in the state of Oregon. Here we go, Sheldon up 8 out of the timeout. Swank bounces the ball in bounds to Damian Williams, and under 4. Here we go for the back half of the second quarter. Ryan Walks got it on the high post for Sheldon, the opening possession. Jacob Williams, left hand layup off glass and through. Jacob Williams. Now under 3:40, and it's a 10-point lead once again for the Irish, 22-12. Luke Burke gets it across half court past Williams. Steiner had an opening down low. Trim on the left wing who caught a pass from Burke, couldn't find him. Now up top, Burke catches a high pass. Back to Noah Burke. Now Noah Burke throws it down to Steiner on a post-up. Steiner, nice move. A fake jab step, going back and fading and banking it through. Now Sheldon pushing the tempo the other way. Williams on the left wing. Now he'll reset it up top. Off to Mitchell. Under 3 now. Willamette hanging around in this one. Nice crossover move by Mitchell. Outside to Williams. Williams traveled. And it's another turnover for Sheldon. That's number 4. And Demetri Williams will check in the game for Jacob Williams. No relation. However, there is relation between Demetri and Damian Williams. Twin brothers. Noah Burke gets it into Luke Burke. Also no relation there. Noah Burke's a junior. And Luke Burke, the freshman. He'll get it off to Noah Burke on the right wing. Now Steiner with it on the high post. Working on walk. Spin move to his left. Now back to the right, and he traveled. Slid the pivot foot on a rotation to his right side right before he kicked it out to the perimeter. And turnover number 11 against Willamette. 22-14. 2:34 left. Willamette bench fired up. Really into this game, trying to keep the team focused here, especially on defense. They've done well in the half court. Swing from the right wing will penetrate. Kick out to Damian Williams up top. Kobe Mitchell, wide open 3. It's an air ball. And he looks at his right hand that has some tape on it. Perhaps that was a factor, but that wasn't even close. A missed opportunity there. Now Luke Burke is trapped, gets through it, passes it off to Noah Burke. Burke goes for a crossover, nearly loses it. Now gets it back. It is a off-balance dribble before he finally pulls up, throws it off to Luke Burke, and here we go with Willamette setting up the offense, and they're into the floor. Chris Steiner in the left corner, throwing for Trim on a post-up. He's fouled by Swank. Swank trying to intercept the pass. Stepped in front of Trim. Got him on the arm, says the official Tyler Head. 3rd foul on Will Swank. Swank hasn't scored, but we know with his ability that we've seen in the past, and with some of his passes off the dribble tonight, an important player on the offensive end for Sheldon. Hunter Trim to the line to shoot 2 in the double bonus now, or the Wolverines. Missed the first in and out. Zach Deal will check in for Swank. 1:56 remain here in the first half. Deal takes 4 bounces, spins the ball in his hand, and the lefty puts the second up and misses that one as well. Golden opportunity there. Could have been a 6 or even just 7-point game. Instead, it's still 8. 22-14. Now Demetri Williams with the crossover. Gets inside. Kick out to Mitchell. Down to Walk on a post-up. Dribbles right, spins left. Contested. Missed the hook shot, but he's fouled. to the line to shoot 2. The foul's on Hunter Trim. Trim's first foul. Minute 41 left in the first half. So it's 2 free throws for Walk, who's an important player in this game without Justin Herbert. Walk hits the first. 23-14 now. Minute 41 left in the first half. Now the second for Walk. It's one dribble, spins in the hand, bend the knees, and the free throw is short. 23-14 Sheldon, not taking advantage of a lot of opportunities to kind of pounce on Willamette. The Wolverines hanging around, but here's a steal from Kobe Mitchell right out of the hands of Luke Burke, and Dimitri Williams lays it in. Williams now with 4, and nearly another steal by Damian Williams, this time on Skeel, but he fouled Seth Skeel on the arm. Skeel to the line to shoot 2, that being the 11th team foul against the Irish.
For as excellent as the Sheldon defense has been throughout the game so far, they have struggled a little bit at discipline. They've been throwing out a lot of fouls, and that's kind of their gameplay is they're aggressive and they're going to get foul calls. But now it's giving Willamette a chance to get some easy buckets and stay in this game.
Skeel, the first free throw, long, no good. And the Wolverines really missing a ton of opportunities at the free throw line. This would absolutely be at least a single-digit basketball game if they could take advantage. J.R. Wolf and Jenner Higgins in for Sheldon. Kobe Mitchell and Damian Williams will get a rest late in the first half on the bench. Skeel with his team down 11 at the line. Hits the free throw. He's got 6, 25-15. Dimitri Williams sprints it up the floor, gets all the way to the rack, pushes it up and in. 27-15 now, 1:12 left, and Willamette, I think, kind of on the brink right now, letting this game slip away, in dire need of a basket. Or perhaps send themselves to the free throw line. That would work as well. Here's Luke Burke on a drive, getting past Higgins, off glass, can't get it to go. Wolf's got the rebound. Higgins to Dimitri Williams. Dimitri Williams doesn't have numbers, so slow it up for a moment. Drive in, kick out now to Wolf. Wolf over to Higgins. And back to Williams to slow down the offense. 27-15 Sheldon with the ball. 40 seconds in the first half. Deal will attack the rim. Kick out Dimitri Williams, right corner. Won't take an open 3. Dribble it back towards half court. And slow things down. Looking like Sheldon going to make this the final possession of the first half. Against the 2-3 zone of the Wolverines of Willamette. Actually, the Willamette is in a zone. Or rather in a man-to-man, 12 seconds. Dimitri Williams just standing with the ball right now at half court. Down to 7 seconds, really taking his time. Take a screen from Walk, all the way to the basket, layup and in. 2 seconds, Skeel inbound to Noah Burke. Burke won't get a shot off, and that'll do it for the first half. 29-15, Sheldon on top. Too many easy baskets late in the second quarter. But Willamette really offensively got to knock down free throws, got to clean up their turnovers right now, 12 in the first half.
And it all starts at the guard position. The Sheldon guards are guarding them so tightly, and Willamette is getting no separation offensively. I mean, you mentioned it early in the second quarter, Seth Skeel is really the only player that doesn't seem to be rattled by the pressure that the Irish are throwing at him. And he's hit a few shots, but he can't do it all by himself. And Steiner got involved a little bit, but they definitely have to focus on trying to establish him down low consistently in that second half if they want to try to eat away at the Sheldon lead.
What a half of action it was. Unfortunately, a lot of that action was created by some Willamette mistakes. They will head to the locker room, and Coach Carpenter and his coaching staff are trying to clean things up. It's a Willamette team that is much improved. They've already doubled their win total from last season. Still a young team. They're led by 6 points from Seth Skeel, just a sophomore. 5 points from Steiner down low to go with 4 from Trim. Only 3 Wolverines have scored. On the Sheldon side, there have been 7 different Irish players that have scored, led by 8 from Dimitri Williams, 6 from J.R. Wolf, 4 from Kobe Mitchell, 3 from Jenner Higgins, 3 for Wyan Walk, 2 for Jacob Williams. And a tray was knocked down by Zach Deal as well. 14-point lead for Sheldon. Willamette not out of this game. Plenty of basketball left. A lot of good outside shooters. And also some scoring down low from Steiner and Trim. If Willamette can shore up the turnovers, maybe they can make this one a game in the second half as Sheldon looks to get some steam going here before they take to the road Friday at number 2 South Medford. So a pretty good tune-up game here at home with a tough one ahead on Friday. All right, we're going to take about 5-minute break here, kind of digest what we saw in the first half, and we'll be back for the second half. Sheldon leads 29-15. You listen to Sheldon Boys Basketball here on SheldonAthletics.com. Stick around. All right, set to get underway for the second half here on SheldonAthletics.com. The Irish lead the Wolverines of Willamette 29-15. Pretty dominant early on in this one, but frankly, it could be worse. With the 6-9, 2-3 in Southwest Conference play, Willamette Wolverines 12 turnovers in the first half. Sheldon missing some outside shots, playing down a little bit, and also they don't have Justin Herbert. So overall, despite I would even say close to worst case scenario first half for the upset-minded Willamette Wolverines, they're still in this ballgame.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, it's really surprising. I mean, if Sheldon would have converted early on in that first quarter, then they really would have had a huge lead, but they really just didn't do that, and they didn't get in rhythm, but they've still got a big lead going into this third quarter.
Chris Clayton and Alex Castle with you here on SheldonAthletics.com. Here's the first possession of the second half for Sheldon. Will Swank comes off an off-ball screen, fires up a three, and is short. So here's Willamette going the other way now. 20 seconds in. Wolverines down 14. Only 3 players scored in the first half for Willamette. 2 in the low post, and Trim and Chris Steiner and Skeel had 6 points on the outside out of their 15. Steiner with it at the top of the key, and he hasn't knocked away a steal for Sheldon. Now Damian Williams pushing it the other way. Go up top to Swank. Swank, jab step, now spins inside at the high post. Throws it out to Williams. Williams right wing, one dribble left. Kick out to Kobe Mitchell. Mitchell now throws it off to Walk on a penetration. Walk missed the layup. That's a gimme there, and he can't get it to go. Still 29-15. Minute into this one. Here's Skeel back to the Luke Burke. Luke Burke throws to the middle to Noah Burke. A little bit of a lazy pass, nearly stolen by Mitchell. Now Steiner will throw it down low to Trim, and Trim with an offensive foul called on him. Caught the lob. Looked like he had to look at the basket. Called with an offensive foul. Willamette fans are not happy. A lot of boos coming from the stands. Trim really not happy as he heads to the bench. That's Trim's second foul. Coming in for him is Dylan Reichenberger. Also Dominic Cantu comes in for Luke Burke. 6:32 left, no score so far for either team here in the second half. Now Kobe Mitchell penetrates, loses it out of bounds, and Reichenberger couldn't corral it for Willamette, so Sheldon will keep this one. 6:31 left in the third. Willamette got to get some offense going. Here's Dimitri Williams, lobs it into Swank. One dribble, long two for Swank, in and out. Walk with an offensive board. Kick out Kobe Mitchell, top of the arc, three, wide open, and it's short. Steiner pulls down the rebound. And here go the Wolverines now the other way. Slowly sauntering it up the floor is the senior Dominic Cantu. Now he'll go to Noah Burke. Noah Burke from the right wing. Dribble drive, penetrates to the rim. Mitchell takes it right out of his hands. Behind the back move. Now a step back the other way. Long two. Not even close there. Off. Now a scrum for the loose ball. Damian Williams pulls down the rebound. Kick out to Dimitri Williams. A three for Sheldon. No good. Off the left side of the rim. Seth Skeel has the board for Willamette. And he will lose his dribble just past the timeline. Trap. Now lobs it to Cantu. Cantu. Reset the offense. Over 2 minutes into the third. No score. 29-15 is the score overall. Here's Reichenberger on a post-up. Kick out, top of the key. Cantu fakes the three. Back down to Reichenberger. Reichenberger blocked, and it's a jump ball. Really nice defense by Swank. Wolverines will keep it. Nothing do it for Willamette.
Sheldon's just winning the one-on-one battles. They're playing man defense, and every single player is doing their job to just about as well as you can.
There's Cantu way out on the outside. Dimitri Williams is right on him. Up top, Cantu. It's inside the three-point line. Kick back outside to Reichenberger. Dish off to Burke, and Burke is able to get a layup for Willamette. Noah Burke off glass. 29-17. Willamette finally gets on the board. 12-point game. Now Swank trying to get things started for Sheldon here in the third. Couple of spin moves, a series of moves, ends in a hook shot that goes in for Swank. His first bucket of the game breaks a long drought in the third quarter here. Now here's a quick two the other way on a pull-up jump stop from Burke, and it just rolls out of the rim, no good. One hand pass the other way, Kobe Mitchell up court to Swank. Swank is fouled, bodied on the floor by Cantu. 4:35 left in the third. As Sheldon hanging on to a 14-point lead, 2-2. Either way here in an ugly third quarter so far. Demetri Williams gets it into Damian from the baseline in the left corner. Damian now dribbling to the right, stops in the key and takes a fade. Got it to go. What a shot by Damian Williams. And now here's Skeel trying to break the press of Sheldon. Loses the ball momentarily, gets it off to Reichenberger. Now up top to Cantu. Cantu crossover on Williams. Going back to the right at the high post. Kick back to Noah Burke. Burke on a post up to Reichenberger. He's been in the key a while, goes to his left, throws it off glass, fouled. And a blocking foul is the call against Swank. To the line to shoot two is the sophomore post, Dylan Reichenberger. 16-point lead right now for Sheldon. Willamette's holding on, though. Not totally out of this game. It's going to take a huge turnaround on offense. Got to get some baskets in one way or another.
And one good place to start would be here at the free throw line. And again, another missed free throw, and they're not helping themselves in any way. But, I mean, one positive so far in this third quarter is they have held on to the ball considerably better than they did in that first half.
First free throw missed by Reichenberger. Wasn't even close, long and to the left. The second is through. It's the first points of the game for the sophomore, averaging about 7 this year for the Wolverines. Cuts the lead down to 15 for the moment, 33-18 Sheldon. Halfway through the third, the Irish have been pretty ugly on offense so far this quarter, but getting the job done overall for the game without Justin Herbert. Wolf takes a handoff from Williams, pops the three, and it's off to the left, no good. Trim's got the rebound. Throw it up to Skeel. Skeel now a hesitation move. Trying to increase the urgency of the team a little bit. He'll drive baseline, throw up an off-balance shot. He fouled on the drive. It's going to be a blocking foul against the Irish. It's on Swank. That's his fourth. It's actually on Damian Williams' third, but Swank does have 4. Third on Damian Williams. He'll have to come out of the game. Jenner Higgins in for him. Only 2 team fouls either way so far in the third quarter. Skeel throws it in bounds to Trim. Out on the perimeter, working on Wolf. And he picks up his dribble, throws it outside. Cantu up top. Demetri Williams way up on him. Throws it off to Skeel. And it's a foul, an offensive foul called against Trim. He's not happy with the call, and that will be his third. J.R. Wolf. Size differential there, a different size advantage for Trim. Kind of frustrating Trim on that one, and an armbar push-off is the call against him. 3:24 left in the third. Sheldon up 15. Going right is Demetri Williams. Back to Higgins. Higgins going left to Mitchell. Mitchell working against the man-to-man on Noah Burke. Back to Demetri Williams for 3, and he swishes it down. Demetri Williams now with 11. 36-18 Irish.
This is go time now for Willamette. They've got to make something happen if they don't want this game to get completely out of hand here.
Under 3 left in the third. Cantu off right side to Steiner on a drive from the right wing. Picks up his dribble, nowhere to go, throws it off to Burke. Burke, a mid-range shot, fade off the dribble, and it's through. Noah Burke, and it's 36-20 now. Jenner Higgins on the left wing. Up top to Wolf. Now right side, coming off a screen from Walk. Now Higgins with Seth Skeel on him. All right, they probably got to force some turnovers here if you're the Wolverines. Wolf driving to his right, throws it up off glass, and it is not even close, but a foul is called against Reichenberger. A late call from Joe Jones, one of our officials tonight. And that'll be 2 fouls now on Reichenberger. 14 fouls total in the quarter against the Wolverines. J.R. Wolf's first free throw is through. Wolf 7 points. An interesting player a guy that is supremely competitive. We've seen him kind of battle in the post at times in this game. Part of his competitiveness, no fear, a really good shooter. When he gets going, he can really hit threes in bunches. He had 21 points against Roseburg earlier this year on 7 made threes. He had 9 points on 2 trays on Friday at North Medford. No threes tonight, but 7 points overall. He can make it 8 with his second free throw here, and he does. 38-20, Sheldon on top. 2:16 left in the third quarter. Willamette really got to get something going. Cantu throws a no-look down low to Noah Burke for a layup, and he puts it down.
Burke's starting to look aggressive there on offense. It's his second straight field goal, and he's starting to look for those shots, and they're starting to fall for him.
Rigg posting up down low, doesn't get it. Jenner Higgins in front of the Sheldon bench on the left wing. He'll cross over. Now drive baseline. Kick out. Demetri Williams, a wide open 3 right wing. A little short, can't get it to go. Skeel's got the rebound for Willamette. He'll throw it off to the right side. Here is Burke. Burke, crossover move all the way to the rim. He got it to go. Noah Burke trying to get Willamette back in it. 38-24. And here's Demetri Williams on a drive the other way. All the way into the key. Misses off glass. An off-balance shot attempt on the offensive rebound from Kyle Rigg. He is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
How about Noah Burke, though? That was an impressive crossover and driving in the lane. And one of the best finishes I think I've seen all night. Just a little lay in there, and it just barely dropped in. But, I mean, he's looking like a confident player now, and he could spark a little bit something in this Willamette team, even though they're trailing by 14 right now.
He's a guy that's a capable scorer, absolutely, as we saw, but also statistically and throughout the season, he's averaging about 8 points per game on a team that only averages 48 points a game. Rigg hits the first, and it's the second as well. Good to see him on the court and healthy. Missed most of football season with an injury, and the beginning of basketball season as well. Big guy, a lot of size at 6'5", and a lot of girth as well. Cantu trying to break the press, trying to throw it up court to Grant Cooley, and it's off target on Cantu's pass, that is. Hits the sideline, out of bounds. Another turnover for Willamette. That's 16 on the game. They had 8 the first quarter, and have marginally improved since then. Deal will take a handoff. Now drive all the way to the block. Drop it off for Rigg. Tipped away, out of bounds. Sheldon will keep it up 16 late in the third. Demetri Williams will throw it in bounds. It's a ball from the official. Lobs it in near midcourt. It's a steal from Skeel. Skeel going right at Higgins. A floater off. Rebound and put back from Aaron Penn.
Smart play there by Skeel. Wasn't the best shot, but he knew he had teammates there to grab that offensive board and put it right back up for an easy lane.
40-26, 47 seconds. Demetri Williams swings it around to Wolf. Wolf up top with Cooley on him. Now he'll throw it to Demetri Williams, who will slow it down, direct traffic, and set up the offense. See if this is the last possession of the third quarter. 30 seconds. The average up 14. Higgins drives in, kick to the corner. J.R. Wolf, wide open 3, in and out. Ball is tipped out. Wolf's got his own rebound. Tries to throw it off to Rigg. The ball's knocked away by Steiner. And now Cantu, the senior's got it with 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Now down to 11. Cantu working on Demetri Williams. Throws it left side. Skill fading 3 with 7 seconds in the corner. No good. Williams with a rebound for Sheldon the other way. A pull-up long 2 with the buzzer short. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 40-26 is our score. Sheldon with a 14-point lead. The Wolverines played some good defense there in that quarter. For the most part, the last 3 minutes or so weren't quite as strong, but not able to capitalize on the offensive end.
And if you look at it, actually, the points where they had their worst defensive outings were after scoring. They had the poor transition offense, or transition defense, that is, after after Berg especially kind of gave a little shot to this team on the offensive side. He got 6 points, I believe, in that quarter off of all pretty impressive scores. I mean, he showed that he's a capable player and he's a confident player, and if he can start to do that and some other players can help around, they can at least make this a respectable game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 40-26 is our score in this one. Willamette scored 15 points all of the first half. They had 11 there in that third quarter. Yeah. Led right now by the junior Noah Burke with 8 points. Seth Skeel has 6. 5 for Steiner, 4 for Trim, 2 for Aaron Penn on a transition cleanup on an offensive rebound off a Skeel miss. And Reichenberger has a point. Sheldon led by Dimitri Williams, 11, and 8 from Wolf, who's been a nice boost off the bench. Here we go for the fourth and final quarter. Sheldon up 40-26, trying to hold on to this lead in this Southwest Conference matchup here in Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Damian Williams up top against a tight man-to-man of Willamette. Now a post up on the right block. It's Ryan Walk going to his left. A left-hand hook, and it's through. Nice move from Ryan Walk, and he's now got 5 and extends the lead for the Irish out to 42-26. Noah Burke breaks the Sheldon press, gets it off to Penn. Penn attacks the rim all the way to the basket and scores. Now Willamette answers the Sheldon basket, 42-28. 7:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Damian Williams, a crossover, going baseline now, trying for a kick out. It's a steal for Skeel, and he is shoved. A foul against Sheldon, and it'll be Willamette ball going the other way. Foul number 3 this half against the Irish. Tony Nipper is our official making the call on that one. Willamette, so scrappy. Team that doesn't overall have a lot of size. They have some height, but not a lot of strength, and I guess from a weight perspective, but doesn't always show. They play extremely hard. We saw it in the JV game as well. And staying in this game here in this one, despite being an underdog on the road. Aaron Penn with a couple of crossovers, breaks the full court press of Zach Deal, and he traveled the other way as he tried to pick up his dribble and make a move. Minute into the fourth now. Willamette really got to start to probably get some outside shots to go, maybe some steal layups, create some easy points for themselves.
They definitely have to get aggressive on both sides, but trying to force some turnovers and kind of rushing shots that they probably wouldn't have wanted to do in the first half. They're in that situation now.
Wolf on the right wing. Goes to Damian Williams on a back cut. He'll kick out to Higgins. Open 3 from the right wing. No good. Now a fight for the rebound. Walk pulls down the board for Sheldon. Now a quick touch pass from Deal to Wolf. Lays it in for Sheldon. J.R. Wolf puts it through. He's into double figures, and a timeout's called by Coach Clark and the Irish. 44-28. Sheldon hanging on to this one, looking confident on offense, missing a lot of makeable shots they usually make, playing without Justin Herbert, and I think they're kind of rallying around that. A lot of guys right now are playing solid for Sheldon. Impressed with their depth so far in this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's been several players that have really just stepped up, and it's been a collective effort. There hasn't been one player that's really stood out tonight on the Sheldon team, but they've struggled on offense, and almost they've rallied as a group on defense. They're playing great team defense, and it's showing out there. They're holding Willamette to only 28 points, who averages around 48 points, but they're holding them to a significantly lower number right now.
The Irish receiving votes in the Oregon Live media poll, and number 13 in the OSAA poll. They average just over 56 points a game, and right now they're at 44 here, a minute and a half into the fourth. Willamette 6:27 and counting as they get the ball in bounds, down 16. Got to make something happen now. Got to make your run. Only scored 28 points so far, but now's the time if they want to make a game of this or pull the upset on the road. Noah Burke start things off with an attack on the basket and a score. First Wolverine into double figures. Now it's 44-30. Here are the Irish the other way. Jenner Higgins with it. Crossover on Skeel. Back to the left side to Damian Williams. Now it's Deal. Deal to the high post. Back to Wolf. Wolf going to his right. Loses it. Tips the ball back outside. And a foul is called against Willamette. That will be the 6th team foul of the half on Willamette. One more, and we will see the Irish at the line. That foul is on Dominic Cantu. That'll be his second. Higgins will throw it in bounds to the baseline. Kick out to Deal. Deal's three is way long. No good there. And Willamette with another opportunity. They get it off to Skeel. Skeel gets it across the timeline. Right side to Cantu. Cantu working on Damian Williams to get a screen from Penn. Williams gets through it cleanly. Cantu now driving right. Out of Skeel. Skeel got to reset the offense. Willamette just out of sorts. Just nothing doing right now on the offensive end. Impressive defense from this Sheldon backcourt. Skeel drives in all the way to the keys. Tough underhand basket, and he scores. Willamette trying to will themselves back in it. 44-32. Now a near steal from Burke on an ill-advised pass from Higgins looking for Wolf. Tipped out of bounds, though. Sheldon will keep it.
And Skeel limps off the floor. He looks to be injured, and that could be a big loss here for Willamette right now. We hope he's okay, but that could be really rough. He just showed a really impressive play there down on the offensive side.
Holding his lower back. He'll be replaced by the freshman Luke Burke. Damian Williams going right off a screen. Back to Kobe Mitchell on the left wing. Nice crossover move into the key. Off balance shot. Can't get it to go. Aaron Penn's got the rebound for Willamette. He'll push the tempo. Now he'll go back to Luke Burke, and they'll slow things down a bit. Under 5 left in the fourth quarter. Willamette making progress. Still down 12, though. But Burke wants the ball in a post-up. He won't get it. It's Cantu up top. Now in front of his own bench, Burke drives into the lane. A tough off-balance scoop shot. Can't get it to go. Walk pulls it off the front of the rim. 4:32 now. There's Damian Williams going to his left. On a back cut, it's J.R. Wolf on the baseline. Back to the middle of the walk. Out to Damian Williams. Ball movement creates a wide-open three that Damian Williams hits. He's got 5, and it's back up to a 15-point lead for Sheldon. Aaron Penn up top with Swank checking him. Penn going to his right. Nice crossover, getting all the way to the rim for a layup. Left hand, and it's through. A series of dribble moves, and eventually he got enough space to get to the bucket. 47-34. Swank fakes a three the other way, tries to drive, he travels. So, all right, 47-34, under 4. And like I've said, progress being made from Willamette, but the urgency's got to be taken to another notch.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have time to wait around right now, and that's where the last possession where Penn, he just made a few moves and then cut to the basket. That's kind of what they've got to do right now. They don't have the time to pass the ball around and look for the best shot. They just got to look for an opening and take it right away.
The senior guard and Dominic Cantu walks it across half court for the Wolverines. Now Reichenberger up top. They swing it around. Burke in the corner. Lobs to Steiner in the low post. Blocked from behind. Fouled on a layup attempt to the line to shoot two. And that is the best of both worlds. Not only does Steiner have a scoring opportunity, but the clock stops, at least for the moment.
That was a great pass inside by Burke to find Steiner. Just a little lob. Just caught it just where he needed to. And only thing that could have been better, as you said, was if he would have finished it. But he's got a chance to put 2 points up here and at least get this game a little bit closer and keep their hopes alive.
And Will Swank just picked up his 5th foul. He's out of this one. Second-team all-conference performer last year, one of the team's leading scorers. He'll finish with just 2 points. There's an opportunity for Chris Steiner, the senior at the line, to cut into this lead. He missed the first. Back iron, little long. Willamette has been, frankly, terrible at the free throw line in this game. That has been a big factor in this deficit. That is now 12 after Steiner knocks down the second. 47-35. Willamette implementing a full court press. Penn, Noah Burke, and Cantu all back looking to force a turnover. Damian Williams has got it. They'll go back to J.R. Wolf. Wolf walks it across midcourt. 3:24. Clock winding down here. Just as Sheldon wants with a 12-point lead. On the left wing, spin move. Dimitri Williams gets inside. Luke Burke snatches it right away from him. A steal for the Wolverines. Now he will really slow things down. Walks it across half court. Dribbles past Mitchell. Now he will get it stolen away. It's a loose basketball. Knocked away by Kobe Mitchell. A scrum for it. It's rolling towards the far corner. And Kobe Mitchell trapped by Steiner. Throws it off the leg of Steiner. And Sheldon will take over. Luke Burke, the freshman there, made a nice dribble move to get himself free, but tried to do a little too much, ultimately lost the ball.
But that's kind of the situation the Wolverines are in right now. They don't have much else to do but try to make a play.
Now Damian Williams breaks the press and fires it up the other way to Walk. Has a layup opportunity, but bowls over Steiner. It's an offensive foul. So Willamette still just hanging by a thread right now. It's a tough situation with 2:53, down 12. But they are nearly in the bonus now with 16 fouls against the Irish.
And now this is a point where you almost have to think that they have to start taking threes. They just don't have the time to try to work the ball inside as they have tried to so much tonight. But it's now they got to take those threes. But the problem is we haven't seen anybody that can consistently make a three-pointer and is confident enough to even take one, really, for this Willamette team.
It's a Willamette team at number 5 right now in the SWC, on the road at a team in Sheldon tied for second in the SWC. So overall, this is a gritty performance from the Wolverines, hanging in this game, even if Sheldon doesn't have one of their better players in Justin Herbert. Aaron Pins on the right wing, has it knocked away, corrals it, driving inside, throwing it up, and he's fouled. Kobe Mitchell is called with the contact. Aaron Pin with a gritty drive there to the rim. That'll be foul number 3 on Kobe Mitchell. And I said earlier there was the 15th foul on Sheldon. It was actually, or rather, I said it was the 6th, but it was the 5th. That foul on Mitchell there is the 6th. Out of the inbound, Noah Burke, a corner 3 off balance, can't get it to go. Williams pulls down the rebound and throws it up court to Dimitri Williams. 2:25 remains in this ball game. Time is almost run out on Willamette. Pull up 3, Mitchell, got it to go. Kobe Mitchell, all net. He's got 7, and that has got to be the dagger. 50-35. Penn passes it off to Skeel. A high arcing long 3 from in front of his bench. Can't get it to go. It's a rebound for Walk. Now up to Dimitri Williams. Under 2, letting this clock run out. Drives inside. Back to Damian Williams. He'll go to Kobe Mitchell. Mitchell, hesitation move into the key, tries to pass it off to Walk, loses it. Wolf gets it, throws it out to Damian Williams, who hits a triple. And now he's got 8. Coming off a 20-point game on Friday at North. Now Aaron Penn on the right wing. Driving in on Damian Williams. He's doubled up, takes a tough contested fade, and that doesn't even get close to the rim. Makes it about halfway, and Jared Wolf pulls down the rebound.
You can just see the desperation here for Willamette. They know that this game has kind of gotten away, and they're just trying to make something happen. But for a team that struggled so much from the field today, that Sheldon did, 2 back-to-back three-pointers were big, and it kind of closed this game out.
Cantu gets a steal for Willamette. Burke attacks the rim the other way, and Mitchell strips him cleanly out of bounds. Will be Willamette ball. Well, what a play by Mitchell in transition.
He's really just showing what Willamette knows after everything tonight, that nothing is easy, nothing is given against the Sheldon defense. They're not giving up on plays, and they're not letting them get any good looks underneath the basket.
Steele, Cantu, Burke. Check out of the game for Willamette. Aaron Pickering into the game, as well as Brian Kim. Grant Cooley also in. Dominic Cantu will stay out there. So a lot of the backups shuffling off the bench for Willamette. Kind of a white towel there with an 18-point deficit facing Chad Carpenter's team with just a minute and 2 seconds left.
And really, when you look at it, it's just the fact that Willamette doesn't have any outside shooters, and they weren't able to establish anything down low. You would think that with Herbert out, that they could have had a chance with Steiner to get something going inside, but they just weren't able to do it consistently, and they don't have the outside threats that were able to keep them in this game.
Yeah, the outside shooting hasn't really been there, and Sheldon has been impressive on defense as they have all season long. Opponents scoring just over 51 points a game against Sheldon, and it's a Willamette team that only scores 48.1 points per game. Here's Brian Kim with it in the corner. In for the first time. He's trapped. Now drive baseline. Kick out. It is Owen Cross, the freshman, drives in off to Pickering. Now to Grant Cooley, the senior. Goes between the legs. Now to Kim. Kim. Back to Cross. Cross, the freshman, launches up a three. No good. And a rebound for Jared Brabham. 36 seconds. Sheldon might just run this clock out. Being the bench players and some of the young guys, they'll probably look to get some points on the board here. Zach Deal to Higgins. Higgins almost loses it, almost an over and back, but he corrals it with 23 seconds and his team up 18. Sheldon with a win can improve to 11-5 on the year, 4-2 in Southwest Conference play. Willamette will fall to 6-10, 2-4 in the SWC. But remember, keep in mind this is a team that was 3-19 and 1-13 in this conference last year. So on their way in just their second season at the 6A level. But it's a loss tonight. Sheldon will win 53-35, their final tune-up game before a big-time matchup on the road Friday at number 2, South Medford. The Irish led in scoring by Dimitri Williams, 11 points. J.R. Wolf with 10, also in double figures. Those are the only two Irish players double figures, a lot of balance. Damian Williams had 8, 7 points for Kobe Mitchell, 5 for Law, 3 for Higgins, 3 for Deal, a couple for Rigg, and 2 for Jacob Williams. But Sheldon defensively is what won this game. Didn't have Justin Herbert, did not shoot well from the perimeter, still got themselves an 18-point win.
Yeah, they really rallied around themselves as a defensive unit. Just as balanced as they were offensively, they were the same defensively. It was great team defense. They kept Willamette at bay at everything they wanted to do. They really disrupted their game plan from the get-go, and that's really a good thing for them to grab some momentum defensively and take that into their big matchup coming up on Friday.
Yeah, big game Friday. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for Willamette, like we talked about, already doubled their win total. They only have 3 seniors on this roster. In their starting lineup, there's only one senior in Chris Steiner. So the future is certainly bright. 10 points for Noah Burke. 8 points for Seth Skeel. 6 for Steiner down low. Aaron Penn also had 6. 4 for Hunter Trim. And 1 for Dylan Reichenberger. The offense really struggled. I think they a lot more confidently started attacking the rim in the second half. They ended up scoring only 9 points in the fourth quarter, but they had 20 points in the second half compared to 15 in the first half. So not a great improvement, but I just think they were attacking the rim a little more confidently in the second half.
Yeah, you can really see a change in mentality. They seem to hesitate a lot on offense in that first half, and that's almost what kind of kept them from getting any chance in this game early because they just didn't attack right away. They got some looks inside, but they didn't take them. They were trying to look for that perfect shot. But against Sheldon, you're not going to get that because of their defense. So, but going forward, you mentioned they have some really great players that you can see the potential they have. And another night, maybe they can hit some more shots from the outside, and they can be in games like this. They're a team that is very young. They have a bright future, as you said.
They'll fall to 6-10, 2-4 in the SWC. Now Sheldon 11-5, 4-2, and big matchup on the road at number 2, South Medford. They've only lost 1 game all year, have the Panthers, and not a single game yet in conference play. A lot of size, a lot of athleticism for South Medford. They gotta hope Justin Herbert is healthy. With the size of Josh Washington, Hunter Bradford down low, the athleticism of Scary Carter at guard, they really need Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's really the big question mark. I mean, no matter how well they play defensively tonight, it's very likely that it won't be enough if they don't have Justin Herbert there to add something to it, offensively especially. I mean, you mentioned the size for South Medford. That's a big matchup disadvantage if they don't have Herbert. So he's the one key going forward. They did everything they needed to tonight. They can only just hope that maybe they're a little bit more in rhythm offensively. But other than that, this was a good win and some momentum for them going forward.
Justin Herbert with an ankle injury is what limited him tonight. We do not know his exact status as far as how long he may be out or whether or not he can play on Friday. But big game nonetheless, and could be a good sign of how ready this Sheldon team is. A Sheldon team that had a lot of football players come on late, and see if they've gelled since then. They certainly, on paper, look like they can maybe match up with the improvements they've made after starting this season 2-3. They're 9-2 since they lost 3 of their first 5 games of the season. Willamette next plays Grants Pass on Friday. Then they have South Eugene on the road the following Tuesday, and then February 5th, they're on the road at number 9 North Medford. We're here on SheldonAthletics.com. Join us Friday, probably the game of the year as far as regular season. The Sheldon girls will be here on SheldonAthletics.com, 7 p.m. against South Medford, the number 2 team in the state of Oregon, number 1 in the OSAA. The Panthers have won 69 consecutive conference games, and the Autumn Baumgartner-led Irish look to pull off the upset and knock off the Panthers here in Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Last time the two teams faced off, which was about a week and a half ago, was an 86-70 win for South Medford. So it wasn't a blowout. Sheldon was in the game. We'll see how things fare Friday. That is going to be a thriller. That will be here on SheldonAthletics.com. All right, you're going to want to join us then, but for now, it's a 53-35 win for the boys. For our cameraman, Jason Humphrey, and for our color guy tonight, Alex Castle, I'm Chris Clayton. Join us again Friday.